Hey y'all! So this video, obviously by the title, is going to be about things that I would like to do differently during this pregnancy, during the labor and delivery, and also postpartum that I didn't do with my first. I kind of was sitting back thinking like about my experience with our first, and there were some things that I wanted to do then I didn't do, some things that I just didn't even know about with him. That I know now that I would like to incorporate this time, all the things basically. I did put this up on Instagram as a poll if you guys wanted to see this video first or a pregnancy Q&A video, and this video got voted on by far. It was actually one of my most interacted polls on Instagram, if that makes sense. So more of you responded to this particular poll than any of my other ones before, which was really cool. I thought it was very very nice of you guys to like kind of contribute into what I'm going to be posting on my YouTube channel and what you guys want to hear while I'm pregnant with baby number 2. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, please do. It is just the Blush Mama, and I always have the link down below in the description box. So yeah, I'm sure this video is going to be a little bit long because I am a chatty Cathy. I ramble, actually, is my problem. But I will try to keep these concise as I can. So if you're interested in knowing the things that I would like to do differently during this pregnancy, labor, delivery, and postpartum, just keep watching. Try to keep these in some sort of order. So first, the few things that I like to do differently during the pregnancy, then moving into labor and delivery, then moving into postpartum. So we'll try, hopefully that'll keep it a little bit more organized. So the first thing I have on my list is to take more bump photos. So those like tracking photos where you do like the weekly. I have one here that I would like to do more of those. I am 18 weeks this week and I've already pretty much failed at that. I didn't take any bump pictures before I think week 11, and with this baby I really started showing really early. I mean, most people probably just thought it was more of a weight gain or bloat, but it was a lot of bloating very, very early on. And so I really am like, dang it, because I told myself when I was pregnant with Kason that I really wish I would have had, like, from the very first week we found out we were pregnant all the way through. And I wanted to do that again this time, but I didn't, and I don't know why. I think just with the stress of work, my first trimester was so much different than it was with my first. It was a lot harder on me, and just everything going on, balancing a toddler, and like I said, my job. I just didn't, and then it clicked, and I was like, dang it, I forgot. So if you are pregnant right now, or you're looking to be pregnant, please start taking bump pictures from the moment you find out, even if you don't feel like you even have a bump, because you're going to want to look back from when you first found out what your body looks like, then all the way through your entire pregnancy, because it is really such a beautiful thing what our bodies go through, and it is really interesting to just see all the changes that take place. So I guess that would be something I want to do differently, but I didn't do it differently, so cool. Okay, so this is kind of moving towards the direction of having the baby, the experiences of that part of things. Whenever we were getting ready to have Kason, I remember I really wanted a pedicure, and I did not go get one right before we had him. I got one maybe a couple of weeks before we had him, but not like the day before or the week, even the week before, and I really wish I would have. I had a really ugly blue toenail polish on my feet, on my toes, and I had so many compliments, and I think they were just trying to be nice, but compliments from nurses about my toenail polish, and every time they would say something, you know, of course I was like, thank you, but in the back of my head I'm like, gosh, I should have went and got a pedicure. So this time, this sounds so silly, but I really would like to go get a pedicure and a manicure like the day before or the week of, or whatever the case may be. But you know, if we can plan it, getting up really close to having the baby, go treat myself to a manicure and pedicure, I think that would be really nice. So, and again, it's just something that I remember with my first that I'm like, So with Kason, I had every intention of actually doing kind of like a birth vlog during the whole process at the hospital, checking in. I did get a few clips leading up to it. When we got to the hospital, I didn't film anything, and I kind of chickened out. And I would really, really want to do that this time. I love watching birth vlogs. I love seeing people's experiences, and I think it's just so special to have those memories, because your time at the hospital for a lot of people is pretty quick, and it happens really fast, and there's just so much going on. It's hard to really take everything in. So this time I would like to slow down a little bit, take things in. I just want to really soak everything in as much as I can, because I really don't feel like I did that very well the first time around. I just obviously didn't know what to expect, so there's that. But also would like to do a birth vlog. Now, in reality, I don't know if that'll actually happen. If you watch those videos, a lot of you guys can probably tell that the husbands are really, really involved in filming that. I don't know if my husband would be down for that, or if he'd be interested necessarily, so we'll have to see. I mean, he's very supportive of me doing my thing, my channel. He's helping me watch Kason right now while I film this. Like, he's totally supportive, but as far as like him being 100% involved in filming or being on camera, I don't know. So I'm gonna work on it, but hopefully we can do that, because I think they're really, really special videos to have. So this is something that actually I would like to do the same, and then a little bit different also. With our first, we did do photos at the hospital. So they call them, a lot of photographers call them Fresh 48 session, which is basically within the first 48 hours that you have the baby, your photographer will come up to the hospital and take photos of you, your husband, your family, after the baby's here. So not necessarily during labor, but after the baby's here. And again, we did those with Kason, and I'm actually going to throw some up on the screen right here just to show you guys, because they are so special to me. They are some of my absolute favorite photos that I've ever had taken. I mean, they top my wedding photos to me, like, in my heart, you know what I mean? So I do plan to do that again. I think it was really special, really great memories to have. Something different, I guess, is I would like this time, and I don't know if 100% we will or not, but to do true newborn session. I had a friend of mine come out here when Kason was probably about 2 weeks old and shoot some newborn photos, but they say that really you need to take photos no later than 6 days old, because by that time they're out of that sleepy stage, they're wide awake, and Kason was definitely wide awake the whole time. And I don't know, I think having, you know, a newborn photographer at their studio do their thing would be a really nice experience. Do regret not booking a newborn shoot, and not having those like really soft professional, you know, in the little like swaddles, and they're all sleepy, and but I just did not have it together enough to tell my friend Morgan, okay, hey, come on out here, you know, 4 days postpartum, 5 days postpartum. I didn't, like, mentally, emotionally, physically, I wasn't feeling it. So who knows? And I think maybe if by booking something like that, especially something so expensive, it kind of pushes you out the door, pushes you to go do it. So yeah, and I know those photos are really special, and I love looking at newborn photos, so I do regret not doing that with our first, and we might do it with this one. I don't know. So moving kind of more in towards the postpartum things, this time I definitely am focusing more on my postpartum prep. So I'm looking into different products. I've been doing my research. I'm going to purchase more products for postpartum. I didn't really purchase any products before, and I was fine. They gave me the Dermablast, the Peri bottle, mesh underwear, all the pads, basically from the hospital. And I had pads here. Of course, I did purchase those, but I had pads here, so I was fine. Everything was fine. But this time I just really want to be prepared. I really want my postpartum experience to just be really comfortable and relaxing. And even if it's just there mentally, like if I know it's in the cabinet, and say I don't even use it, but I just know it's there, hopefully that'll give me some like ease mentally, because I'm going to be trying to balance 2 babies this time, and I just want it to be smooth, want it to be comfortable. So again, I'm going to focus more on my postpartum. I'm calling it prep, and going to be purchasing more stuff and kind of getting prepared a little bit better than I did after I had Kason. Kind of in that postpartum prep breath. I want to do freezer meals this time. I didn't do that with Kason. I did go grocery shopping. I had easy stuff to pop in the oven, easy meals to make. My mom was down, so I got with her before we had him and was like, okay, what are some things you want to cook? Give me your grocery list. I'll go get the stuff. She was great. She cooked every night. But this time, I think it would be nice to have some other options on top of like that sort of stuff. Just some options that I can have in the freezer, defrost, throw in the oven, or throw in the crock pot, or just make it really just as simple as possible. I think the thought of like, holy cow, a 2-year-old and a newborn is really kind of like freaking me out a little bit. And just like how is this gonna look when we get back from how is this gonna be when we get back from the hospital? How is this gonna look when we get home and we try to get into this new routine? Just because I know newborn, it's a lot. So plus a toddler, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm kind of freaking out. A couple more things. So the next one is I do plan to breastfeed again if everything goes smooth. I breastfed with Kason until he was 14 months and then he weaned himself. And I do plan to breastfeed this baby also. But I'm going to purchase a Haka, which is kind of like a suction-y bulb. I'm going to put a picture right here for you guys. It kind of, you open up and suction it to your boob, and while you're nursing your baby on one side, you can do the Haka on the other, and it will collect any letdown. It will collect extra. You can also manually pump with it if you needed to help relieve any pressure, all that stuff. A lot of people actually build their freezer stash by using their Haka when they're nursing their baby. So I did not purchase one of these with Kason, and I do plan, now that I've done a lot more research, seen these talked about a lot in my mom groups that I'm on Facebook, I am going to purchase one of these this time, and I think it's going to be really helpful. I'm sure that there will be other things that I will be doing differently like throughout the rest of this pregnancy, my labor, delivery, newborn stage, and I'll be sure to document those things and see if they're the right choices that we made. But those are the main ones that really pop into my head as soon as I think about this topic, and I thought it was important for me to share them because I really didn't know a lot about most of this before we had Kason, and then after having them just did a lot more research. I've learned a lot more. I have a lot of mom friends who have had similar experiences or totally different experiences, and I've even learned from those experiences because each baby, each pregnancy is so different. So yeah, so my number one thing though for you guys is to trust your gut, and when your mama instincts kick in when you're pregnant, they immediately kick in. So even during your pregnancy, if there's something you're like, I don't want to do that, I want to do something different, I don't feel comfortable doing that, whatever it is, just trust your gut. That's really number one. Do what's best for you, your family, and your baby, no matter what that is. So I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new, please. I will post more pregnancy videos if y'all are interested in those. Again, I am 18 weeks this week when you guys are seeing the video, so still in my second trimester, still have a long ways to go. We also will be moving during this pregnancy, and I plan to document what that looks like. I'm not even prepared, honestly. like mentally not prepared. And yeah, and then I plan to do more pregnant with toddler videos. I need to do more toddler videos. I really have not been doing a good job on those, and I'm really sorry, but he doesn't stay still for very long, so it's hard. Honestly, it's just hard. Toddlers are a whole different breed. So yeah. But alright, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!